So I think there's an argument to be made that this weekend saved Marvel. We got the release of Deadpool and Wolverine, which received tons of praise and absolutely blew it up at the box office. And then at Comic-Con they announced not only the next Avengers movie with Avengers Doomsday, but they also announced that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to play Doctor Doom, the villain of the movie, who sounds like it's going to be some evil multiversal version of Iron Man. So even if you're the biggest hater of Marvel right now, you can't honestly tell me you're not at least a little bit excited to see how this all plays out. So then there comes the question, is Marvel saved now? But I think there's a debate to be had here about whether it even needs saving. I think it's become pretty clear, and I think someone at Marvel even said something about this. But it's not that people are tired of superhero movies. I mean, some people probably are. But mostly it's that people are tired of bad to mediocre films. Sure, on the film side, there were 2 duds last year with Ant-Man 3 and the Marvels. But you can't exactly say those were the best received films out there. But then you had people coming in droves to see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 because it was a really good movie. And then I know this is more Sony than Marvel, but Spider-Verse also made a ton of money last year. And that movie is also incredible. As a matter of fact, at the moment, Across the Spider-Verse is my favorite comic book movie of all time. So it's not that people are done with Marvel, it's that people are more picky-choosy about what they go and see. Is that still kind of a problem? Sure it is. But it's not a problem they solved this weekend. The fix here on the financial side of things is to make more movies about like the heavy hitters of Marvel, such as Deadpool and Wolverine. And that's a fix Disney already made at the beginning of this year. Certain projects on the movie and show side of things that they didn't really believe in, they quietly canceled. And with all the excitement going into movies like Deadpool and Wolverine, sure that helps general fan reception to the MCU as a whole. But to me, there seems to be one problem at the heart of Marvel right now that they can't really go back and fix. And it seems super simple, like hear me out. Make Avengers movies. It is actually baffling to me that we haven't seen a big team-up Avengers movie since 2019, aka the end of the Infinity Saga. The Avengers films have always been the heart of the MCU. You can go back and just watch the 4 Avengers films. That's all you have to watch, and you would know the main story of that saga. There's the first film where the Avengers assemble. There's the second film where Tony is scared about what's to come, so he tries to create a suit of armor around the world, and it kind of fails. And then we get the 2-part finale where the Avengers are all fighting that threat that Tony was dreaming about, that being Thanos. And from those 4 films, you have a pretty clear story. I mean, technically, I would also recommend watching Civil War between Ultron and Infinity War, because that's basically Avengers 2.5, where they all split up, and because it's the best MCU movie. But that is one other movie where if you technically miss it, if you're a very casual fan who just goes through the Avengers films, you're not going to be confused. What are you supposed to watch on the lead up to Avengers Doomsday if there haven't been any big team-up landmark Avengers films in your saga? Are you supposed to watch everything? Because that would be a pretty large time commitment. I guess you've traded these Avengers films for more consistent multiverse event films, such as Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange 2, Deadpool and Wolverine. But as good as some of those films are, there's no longer a film series that seems to be at the heart of the MCU. As a matter of fact, they're going out of their way to intentionally not have the Avengers assemble in the multiverse saga. Like Secret Invasion is an Avengers storyline in the comics, but instead it's a Nick Fury spin-off show. And in this show, Nick Fury goes out of his way not to call any Avengers in, because he thinks man needs to start like relying on themselves or something stupid like that. I'm sorry, but when I look at that, I'm asking Marvel, are you guys allergic to money? This is a storyline you've been setting up for multiple years now that has some pretty massive bombshells in it, such as, I don't know, introducing a character who has every single power from every single Avenger who fought in the Battle of New York in Avengers Endgame. Damn, that was a mouthful. Oh yeah, also Rhodey's been a Skrull since Civil War. Oh, and there's a few MCU characters that actually die. But no, Nick Fury just gives the stupid reasoning for not calling in any Avengers to help him with this global issue. And all he ends up doing is making the situation 100 times worse, and then he leaves the planet. The show is so bad. Without the Avengers films, we don't have a core group of heroes in the MCU right now. We don't have all these distinctly different characters who grow throughout the saga through their relationships with each other. What made the Marvel Cinematic Universe so connected in its first 10 years is that you had a core group of heroes who would consistently have a presence throughout the series. Starting in 2012 with the Avengers and ending in 2019 with Avengers Endgame, every single year we would at least have a movie with either Tony Stark or Steve Rogers playing some sort of role. It made things feel so much more connected than it does now, where 3 years into the saga, it still feels like they're throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall to see what will stick. So to wrap everything up, this weekend did not save Marvel. It may have gotten a lot of people more excited about the future, myself included. And Deadpool and Wolverine was a really fun time at the movies. What this weekend did further prove is that Marvel does not need saving, however. When all is said and done, I don't necessarily think the multiverse saga will be looked upon the same way that the Infinity Saga was. I think that having a core series of films in your cinematic universe is essential, and Marvel missed out on that this time around, just because I think each Avengers movie has to outdo the last one for some reason. But what do you guys think? Do you think that this weekend was enough to save the MCU? Do you think the MCU even needs saving? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.